So we're at another car show today. We're at the Three Cocks car show, which is hosted at the Baskerville Hall Hotel, which is a really nice area. There's, you know, hills all around us. It's brilliant, and it's not too far from where we live. But there's a really nice selection. We've got cars here, which we interview one over there, which you'll see in a bit. We've got lorries over there. We interviewed someone about their lorry, because I worked on their lorry once at work on my second day actually. And then brilliant tractors as well, which I'm a big fan of actually. So we've got nice tractors, and right over there you might be able to see there's a steam engine as well. I believe there's a couple actually. And so yeah, it's really good. There's a really good turnout. Lots of people, lots of machinery, cars. There's a combine over there as well actually, which I believe it's going to go out in a bit, so we'll take a video of that. And yeah. Brilliant, so we'll show you around and show you the cars, the lorries that we really like, and hope you enjoy it. So we're here with Pete, with his lovely Sunbeam, and we're going to ask him some questions about it, because we really do, well, I quite fancy it anyway. So, well, have you restored this?
No, I bought it already
you bought
done.
It like this,
yeah. I've done quite a few cars in my life.
Oh really? What have you had?
About 3 minis.
Oh really?
Which didn't look like minis by the time I finished it. I did a Ford Capri.
Yeah.
Which had a V8 engine and a Mark 10, shortened Mark 10 Jag back axle, which I finished on the Wednesday, and we drove 2,500 miles around France. Went off on the Friday, and it got round all right. Yeah. So yeah, that was okay.
Have you done anything like that with this?
No. This is going to France in the beginning of September.
Okay.
But a friend of mine's got a chateau he's rented in the Dordogne. So there's a crowd of us going down there then, so hopefully it will make it.
Yeah. Well, have you done any long journeys?
Not in this. I had a TR7 V8, which I completely restored, and we did a couple of thousand miles again around France in that. So, this one hasn't done very long distances, but I'm quite confident. I'm quite confident. I'm with a friend of mine who has an E-Type,
so you can keep up a bit.
Go in convoy and look after each other.
Well, yeah, we've seen you at enough shows, we know you get about.
Yeah, well I sort of bought this with a view to going to shows, you know, to meet like-minded people, as you do. And I've still got an Alpine as well. I just wanted one of these.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
And I got to the age where I could afford one, and I could afford to insure it as well. Because when you're young, you wouldn't be able to insure it.
No. But yeah, it's incredibly nice, and I take it you've won some awards with this.
I haven't, no.
Really?
Most upset not to win at St Michael's Hospice.
I don't blame you.
There was that strange silver.
Oh, it was a Spitfire, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was a Spitfire at some point in its life.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. I'm not bothered if it wins.
Well, I'm sure you will win some awards eventually with it. It's wonderful.
If it does, that would be nice, but I'm not. That wasn't
And it's not the original interior, is it? Or is it that well kept?
It's all. The whole car was completely rebuilt by a previous owner, who unfortunately fell on some financial hard times and had to sell it. And this is actually a California body shell that was imported. Because the original shell was well, there was no floor, there was no boot, the whole chassis was completely collapsed in the middle, so everything that was on it came off of it, the engine was rebuilt, all the running gear was checked out, and yeah, and it's, as it is, this originally, when it came from California, was bright orange.
Oh really? That's a very California thing to do.
Yes,
yeah.
And it was an Alpine. And then people say to me, so it's not really a Tiger. Well, actually, all Tigers were Alpines.
Oh yeah.
They, you know, before Jensen got hold of them, they would ship Alpines up to Jensen, put the engines in, put a new gearbox tunnel in, and turn them into Tigers.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So it's.
Yeah. Well, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I like it. Cheers.
We're here with a lovely ERF today, and this actually was restored by where I work. We do lorries, cars and tractors, so we've got all of it here today actually. But this particular one was done just as I joined actually. So we've got the owner here and we're hoping to ask some questions. So what's the history on it? When did you get it?
So we bought this new in 1988. My uncle drove it new in 1988 to about the mid-1990s. And then my dad drove it then from the 1990s to 2000 when it broke down in our yard. And then we dragged her in the workshop then. And then in 2024 I got it started again with my mate, and then me and my uncle took the old gearbox out, which was what was broken in 2000, and fitted a new gearbox in it. And then obviously it's been sent off to where you work, and we've had it back, we've had some work done, she's been to a fair few places now to have a lot of love since she especially when we ran it. We ran it for 12 years, did 1.4 million kilometres. So there wasn't much that wasn't worn out on it, bless it.
Yeah, well it's just brilliant. And so you were telling me earlier that you remember washing this when you were...
Yeah, so she was parked in our workshop in Landod, and when I used to get paid £5 a day and chips for lunch to grease the lorries with the old gentleman we have who works for us, and then I used to give this a clean by hand in the workshop as finding something to do sort of thing. She'd been in the workshop since before I was born.
Oh really? Yeah.
So it's always been there. It was quite well known that she was still in our shed. When we took her out, we joined a few forums to get parts, which we had massive help from the community for getting them sourcing parts. But it was well known that she'd been hiding in the shed. Yeah. And it was always one of those we knew we wanted to do. So we had her restored then for our centenary year.
Yeah. So it must be nice, you know, something that you used to clean when you was a child, now you get to drive it around.
Yeah, it was a bit surreal to begin with. It took a lot of work, and it's a lot of ups and downs when you do a restoration like this. Once you start, it's what's under the hood that. But we were very lucky. We'd kept her inside. The rust wasn't extreme. The engine is a phenomenally reliable engine. She didn't take anything to get going again. And she's definitely got a place in all our hearts now, especially within the business. So,
well, I remember this was the first lorry I worked on.
Yes.
And you know, I loved it. It's brilliant. Yeah. Can we show inside?
Yeah. Be my guest, please do.
You know your way up there. Yeah.
So all of this on my second day of working there, we cleaned all of this. It had been smoked in for years, so all of the creamy interior, that was all brown from 20 odd years of smoking. And so I got the job of polishing all of that up and cleaning it nicely. And the seats, obviously, they'd been sat in a lot for, well, it was over 1 million kilometres, so they were nice and brown. And yeah, it's even got a bed in the back, which for its time was quite a modern thing. And now it's got lovely mats. It's brilliant. I really do like it. So it was a brilliant day. As you've seen, we've had a brilliant selection, and everyone's starting to clear off now, so we're going to do the same. But it's it's starting to get very hot, and I think everyone's leaving, and we're going to join them because it's yeah, it's getting a bit annoying now. But yeah, we've got, actually, to be fair, most of the tractors are still here. We've had a good look around the tractors, and there's been some I don't know what you call it, some tractors pulling some rather large things. Sledges. That's the one. Some sledges, and that was very impressive actually. So anyway, we're going to go. So we'll see you in the next video.